The midpoint theorem states that a line joining the midpoints of two sides of a triangle is parallel to the third side and equal to half its length. Learners in grade 10 should be able to state, prove, and apply the midpoint theorem. Now, let us prove the theorem. Over here, we're given a triangle wherein AD is equal to DB and AE is equal to EC. In other words, point D and E are actually midpoints of the two sides of the triangle. Let's prove that DE is parallel to BC. From there, we will show that DE is equal to half the length of BC. The first thing that we have to do before proving, we have to construct. Extend DE to F so that DE is equal to EF. From there, join C and F. After this, we have to go and use the concept of congruency. In triangle AED and triangle CEF, we find that angle AED is equal to angle CEF. In other words, that angle is equal to the angle over here. The reason is that the two angles are actually vertically opposite angles. From there, we indicate that AE is equal to EC. That is given. At the same time, we've got DE being equal to EF by the construction which was done over there. Now we can safely conclude that triangle AED is congruent to triangle CEF. Over here, we use the criterion of side, angle, side. From there, we have to indicate that angle FCE is equal to angle DAE. These two are interior alternate angles, meaning that that angle over there and this one over here, they are equal. This simply tells us that DB is parallel to FC. DB is parallel to FC. From there, we indicate that AD is equal to CF. The reason is that triangle AED is congruent to triangle CEF. In other words, these are corresponding sides. But we also have this AD being equal to DB. That was given. Therefore, DB is equal to CF. From this, we can safely conclude that DBCF is a parallelogram. The reason is that we've got one pair of equal and parallel sides. DBCF is a parallelogram. Therefore, DEF is parallel to BC. Opposite sides of a parallelogram. Therefore, DE is parallel to BC. We can then conclude that the line joining the midpoints of two sides of a triangle is parallel to the third side. What we have done over here is that we have managed to prove that a line joining two sides of, joining the midpoints of two sides of a triangle is parallel to the third side. From here, we can move on to the second part.